Hello everyone, welcome to the Deepak Desk. You navigated to the tech world. In today's video, we are going to make a fun and colorful aquarium project in Scratch. We'll add fish, bubbles, background, and a sound effect to create a moving underwater scene. First of all, let's try to understand the task that we are going to perform here. First of all, we'll be adding fishes and make them move across the aquarium. Then after, we will change the background of the stage area to an aquarium image. Then we will add bubble animations and add finally some sound so that our aquarium is complete. Let's move on to the Scratch editor and get started. In this video, we are going to use many of the motion blocks. So I highly recommend that if you are not familiar with the motion blocks, you should watch the previous video that I have uploaded, which explains all the motion blocks we have available in the Scratch. So let's start. First of all, we need to add the fishes. I will just delete this cat sprite, and in the sprite section, we'll try to find out fish sprites. So we already have this fish sprite. I will select that. As you can see, a single fish is now available. Now if you check out the costumes of this particular fish sprite, you can see there are actually 4 different kind of costumes available. So if you want to use the same built-in fishes, I will just duplicate the sprite and change the costume of each and every one. This way we'll have 4 different fishes for our aquarium. Okay, so that's it. We have 4 different fishes available. You can also upload some custom sprites of different fishes if you want. You can just search for images in Google and download them and upload here from this upload sprite section. Next is let's make these fishes move across the aquarium. So right now we'll implement the logic for this particular fish. Move block. This will, whenever I implement it, it will make the fish move to right side 10 steps. Next, whenever I move the fish to this side, what I want to do is I want to check if it is touching this edge, and if it is touching the edge, I need to bounce that. The fish cannot go outside the aquarium, it will just come back from the edge of the aquarium. For that, we have this particular block which will check if the fish has reached the edge of the aquarium. Next, I want to also set the rotation style to left and right so the fish doesn't get flipped upside down. For that, this particular block is important. Next is we should wrap this entire sequence of blocks into this forever loop so the fish is always moving. Now let's try to check. As you can see, we have successfully implemented the fish moving animation, but the speed is so much faster. We should reduce that. Okay, now it's working. Another problem that I can see is that the fish is moving linearly and it looks too smooth to be a real motion of the fish. So what we can do here is that we can change the height or vertical direction of this particular fish every time it tries to move. For that, we can use the change Y block. So we can actually select random number, pick a random number from -1 to 1. So now what will happen is that every time the fish will take steps, it will either go one step up or down. In entire journey from left to right or right to left, it will slightly move upward or downward every time it will move. Let's try to see. Okay, so now it does look like some fish movement. Again, I think we should implement some weight logic to smooth the movement. Let's add a weight sequence and very small weight, 0.1 second. Okay. Now this movement is very much smoother. You can always speed up the movement by changing the number of steps. In fact, what we'll do is we'll make each of the fish move to a slight different speed to make it more realistic. And finally, let's bind it with the green flag event. So for this particular sprite, we have implemented this complete logic that the fish will move to the edge of the aquarium and bounce from that to another side. So this particular logic looks complete. Now we have to just copy this entire sequence of blocks to another sprite. You can just directly drag it to another sprite and entire block will get copied here. You can see this particular block gets copied to each and every sprite. You don't have to manually write all the blocks for another sprite. It will just get copied if you just drag it to this particular sprite. Let's change speed of each and every fish. Let's make this one a little faster. Okay, now let's check our logic. Okay, as you can see, all the fishes are moving with different speeds and they are going up and down also. So a realistic environment is here now. Let's change the background. We already have two underwater backgrounds. It's taking time to load. I'll just select it. See, another one is underwater 2. This that looks a little bit 3D, and another one looks more realistic. Right, so we'll keep this one. This one looks much better here. So two of the tasks are complete. We have added the fish, we have already added the background. Third task is adding sound of the bubbles. So in sound library, delete the default one we have. Let's try to see if we have the bubble sound. Okay, this one looks appropriate for our application. I'll select that. Okay, now the sound has been imported in our project. We need to just make it every time we click this green flag. So let's take this one, and from the sound category of blocks we'll choose this one, right? Until it is done, we'll keep it moving. And again, we need this sound continuously. We don't want to stop it, so it's better to wrap it around forever block. So what happens is that every time we click the green flag, the sound will complete whatever the amount of seconds it has, and it will keep on performing that way. Let's check our logic. I want to change the default to bubbles here. Okay. Okay, so that looks way better. Now accept the bubbles, our aquarium is complete. Manually equations different, so all the fishes are not same area. Now let's implement the bubble logic. For that we'll need to upload bubble sprite. I don't think we have a built-in one, so I have already uploaded one. Sprite is now available. What we will do is we will move the bubble from bottom to up. You can see its size. First you need to change the size of the bubble. Let's make it around 15%, so this looks appropriate. Let's take it down, and from here we'll make it move upward. We can use the glide block to it a particular location. uh, x-axis will be constant throughout this journey from bottom to up. Only the y coordinate will change. So how can we implement that in the motion block also? X, it should be same as it is. We don't need to change the x coordinate of this particular sprite. And the y coordinate, let's keep it 180. So it will go from all the way bottom to up. Let's set its initial position to some random number on the x-axis. Let's keep it at some random position, and y should be minus 180. So what we have done is that with the first block we have set the initial position. X will be somewhat from, let's say, minus 240 to 240. So along the entire x-axis from here to here, the bubble's initial position can be anyone, and then after the y position is this right below the stage area, and from that it will glide in, let's say, 7 seconds to this top of the stage. Let's try to move this. As you can see, the bubble is moving slowly upward, so logic looks complete. Now we need to add another logic that whenever the bubble will reach this particular place, it should again go down to this. And for that, first of all, we need to wrap it into forever block. So this keeps happening every time, and from control we'll use the if logic. And now what we need to do is we need to detect if the bubble has reached to the top of this aquarium. For that we'll take the comparison block. From here we will actually check the y position of the block. So if the y coordinate of the bubble is way above, then and then only we can say that it has reached top of the stage. Maximum height is 180. Let's keep it little less than that. So if y position is is greater than 175, then what we will do, we will just change again the position to set y position to minus 180. Okay, let's try to see. As you can see, the bubble is going up. Let's see if it will again come down from there. Yes, so every time it's coming from different direction, as you can see. Okay, it works. Now what next step is, we have created successfully this single bubble. If you want, you can just duplicate this particular sprite, write the same block to all the sprites, however number of bubbles that you want to create. But rather than that, we have another elegant solution in the programming. We can actually clone this sprite. Let's see how we can do that. Let's try to create clone. We can create here. Okay, so with this particular block, you can create a clone of this particular sprite, currently the bubble sprite myself. It will create another bubble, and we can that way create multiple bubbles in this aquarium. For that, let's say we want to have around 20 bubbles. So I will use the repeat block, and we will repeat cloning itself for 20 times. We can also add a wait block. So every, let's say, half a second we'll have a new bubble. We can tie it to some event whenever I click this particular block. Let's see see what happens. Actually the bubbles are created, but they are overlapping. As you can see here, we have created multiple bubbles. Okay, so the cloning process is complete. Now next what I want to do is we have another option with us that gives us the event that whenever a clone has been created. So when I start as a clone, you can define what will happen whenever a new clone is created. So as soon as I start with a new clone, you can see the entire sequence of bubble that we have already defined, it will get repeated. Let's see once again. As you can see, a new bubble gets generated every half a second, and you can see beautiful animation of bubbles is already available with us. Another enhancement you can do is you can change the size of bubble. Right now you can see that all the bubbles are of same size. You can change in the looks block. You have set, okay, here. Okay. So as soon as the bubble is created, you can change its set. Again, let's keep it random. Pick a number from say 5 to 20. So the randomly the size of the bubble will be from 5 to 20. Let's again test it. Okay, now you can see different size of bubbles are available, and they are all moving from bottom to the top. Okay, another enhancement you can do is, as you can see, the bubbles are in front of the fish. You can also send them in the background and keep the fishes in the front layer. Let's see how can we do that. Again, in the looks, I think we have an option to change. Okay, it's this one. Go to back layer. So the clone will directly go to the back layer and fishes will be in the front. Let's see. Okay, the bubbles are now in the background, the fishes are in the foreground or in the front layer. Let's watch it in the bigger screen. Okay, so as you can see, we have successfully created the aquarium project here. You can see the fishes, background, the sound and bubble animation. You can add your own variations. You can add different types of fishes. You can add some jellyfish and animation. So all those things can be done. I hope you have liked this video, and we will keep making such videos. Share your feedbacks in the comment section. I will try to incorporate in future videos. So thank you very much.